what I'm going to do for the purpose of today's class is the following, right? I'm just going to change these numbers slightly because I might want you guys to do some of these later on, all right? So here's what I'm going to do. So this is question 1 for all intents and purposes, but you're going to do a slightly different method. So I'm going to change this to -3, 7. Is that okay with you guys? I'm going to change this one to -2, -4. So would everybody be happy that my version is -3, 7, and that's my A, and my B is -2, 4. Is that okay with you guys? -2, -4. Now, see these vertical lines here? See the vertical lines beside the AB? Can anybody tell me what that means? Anybody remember what it means from yesterday? It means distance, okay? And if it's distance, you're going to use what's called the distance formula. Is that okay with you guys? So the distance formula is this. So I want you all to take down the distance formula. Okay? So question 1 is always the distance formula, okay? Now, next thing you're going to do. What's a coordinate, lads? The word coordinate. What is a coordinate? Yes. It's 2 letters. It's an x coordinate and a y coordinate. A coordinate has an x part and a y part. Would everybody agree that those 2 coordinates I drew there, they both have an x part and a y part, don't they? Now, it's your decision which one you want to call x1, y1, and which one you want to call x2, y2. Does that make sense to you guys? Which one you want to call x1, y1? Which one you want to call x2, y2? Okay. So, which one would you like me to call x1, y1? I think we'll just do it alphabetically, will we? Just always make the lower letter, the first letter in the alphabet, the number 1. Everybody happy with x2, y2? Now, I'm going to have to fill out this formula here, lads, okay? So, would somebody be... Now, what have I done so far? I've left it blank, haven't I? Okay, and what do you say? Had to put in the minus as well. Now, look at this, guys. Have I lost anybody so far? It's a formula that you're given in your log tables, and then you're going to use this formula to calculate the distance. Is that all right? So, here's what this looks like. Okay, so AB, and we're going to put in the numbers. Which one's x2? What's the value for x2? There's my -2. What's the value for x1? That's a lot of minuses, isn't it? You're going to keep track of that. You dial it in, mate. Yeah, dial it in. Okay, and next one, y2, and then y1 minus, sorry, it's just 7, isn't it? Thanks, right, I almost made a mistake there. Sorry about that last one. -4 and 7. Now here's the tricky part. Go to the calculator. Okay, everybody ready? Now look where, does everybody see my mouse? Is everybody ready to go? Is everybody in mode calculate? Yeah, standard mode. Press the square root button. Does everybody see where my mouse is? Press that button first. Open up the brackets. What's the first thing I'm going to put in? -2. How many minus signs do I need? 1, 2. Then the number. Close the bracket. Where's the squared button? Yeah. And then next thing. Plus -4 minus 7 and then squared equals root 122. Did anybody get that answer, root 122? Okay, if you got an error, bring it up to me. Okay, and then you press the change button and you get 11.045. So 11.05. No, stay here. You forgot the bracket. You forgot the bracket. Okay, everybody cool with that? Do you reckon you'll be able to do these over the weekend? Yeah, I'll post this video up and it'll be exactly the same stuff. Is that okay? So for every question you're doing, you're going to do the same thing for every question on question 1. Is that okay? And this video will be loaded up and you'll be ready to go. Okay? Now, we're going to move on to, has everybody got that answer in their calculator? Yeah. Okay, let's go on to question 2, lads. Right? Now, what's the midpoint? All right? So let me show you something here. I could draw this out like so. Now, you guys aren't going to draw it out. There's a quicker way of doing it. Okay? And so what you're going to do is we'll just put down numbers for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, you don't have to do this. I'm just doing this just to explain stuff to you. Ugh, I hate when I do that. Lucky for me, I can fix it in a second. Okay. Why don't I do this? -1, -2, -3. Doesn't look as neat, does it? Doing the 2 blocks makes it neater, doesn't it? Okay. Have to all be done the same way on the same axis. So the axis going left to right has to be done the same way, and the axis on the right has to be done the same way. Now, once again, -1, -2, -3. So I'm going to make up, there's 2 numbers here. Actually, I'll make up a more difficult one, if that's okay with you. -5, -2, and I'll do 3, 5. Okay. Does everybody see the variation of question A I'm doing? Does everybody see my variation of it? Now, what's the location of -5, -2? 5 to the left. See the way I'm at -5? And what do I have to be equal with then? -2. Does everybody see that you're level with the -2 and you're also level with the -5? That's how you draw them. Everybody cool with that? And what about 3, 5? 3 across and 5 up here. All right? Now, you can do this by eyesight sometimes. Where do you guys think the midpoint is? I think, using my eyesight, I think is it here? Do you agree with that? What is that coordinate? -1 and 1.5. Now, do you want to know the good news? The good news is you don't have to draw out anything. Good news is there's a formula that does this for you. Ready for it? Here it is. So we think it's -1 and 1.5, don't we? But we don't have to draw this out at all because there's a formula that'll do it for us. And here's the midpoint formula. x1 plus x2 divided by 2. That's the x coordinate, a comma. And I need you to take this down. y1 plus y2 all over 2. Okay? You do so you can do it in your regular copy at the moment. The graph paper is just for drawing the graphs if you happen to draw them out. Okay. So this is what's known as the yes, a comma. Do you know, like the 0.34? It's 3, 4, isn't it? Now, here's what we're going to try out, guys. Which one's your x1? So they're both xy's. They're both x and y. But which one do you want to be 0.1? Which one do you want to be 0.2? We call that 1, 1, and this one 2, 2. This is known as the midpoint. Find you the middle of the 2 points. Let's try it out. x1 is what, guys? -5. What's x2? 3. Divided by 2. And what's the next one here? -2 and then +5 divided by 2. Now, to do this in your calculator, lads, I want you to know the following. You have to do them separately. Do the yellow part first in your calculator, and when you're finished that, do the blue part. You can split it with the guy beside you. Just say, you do yellow, I do blue. And then you can find out the answer between us. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do yellow. Press the fraction button. Press -5 plus 3 and then divide that by 2. And we get -1. Okay? The next thing you're going to do is -2. Sorry, you press the fraction button again. -2 plus 5, and you're going to divide that by 2. And what's the answer for that one? 1 and 1.5. And was that the exact same answer? Oh, is it the same answer we got in the diagram above? Oh, it is. So it's a quick way of doing the same question, isn't it? All right. Tell you what. Right. The next concept we're moving on to is something called slope. Have you done slope before? Yes. Yeah. All right, guys. Next thing. We're going to do something called the slope. Now, have any of you ever played Super Mario 2D? 2D Super Mario. Okay. Now, the deal with Super Mario is usually there might be an updated game since I last played it, all right? The last thing I played was, the Mario Creator game where you can create your own levels. That's the last one I think I played, right? But anywho, when you climb up a hill, that's what's known as a positive slope. Does everybody agree with that? So when you climb up a hill, that's a positive slope. When you go straight across, what's that? No slope, 0. You cool with that? Next thing, when you go downhill, if going uphill is a positive slope, what's going downhill? A negative slope. Is that all right with you guys? We all on board with that? You remember over the weekend. Now, I'll give you another example, all right? We'll go back to the beginning. I'm about to draw a slope of a half. Now, a slope of a half looks something like this. Go 2 across, 1 up, 2 across, 1 up, 2 across, 1 up, 2 across, 1 up. You get the gist, don't you? 2 blocks across, 1 up, 2 blocks across, 1 up. Currently, there is a slope of a half written on the board. That is a slope of a half. Everybody cool with that? Now, can anybody predict what does a slope of 2 look like? 1 across, 2 up, 1 across, 2 up, 1 across, 2 up, 1 across, 2 up. What can you tell me about a slope of 2 compared to a slope of a half? What slope of 2 is steeper, isn't it? Would you agree it's steeper? All right. Could anybody predict what a slope of 1 would look like roughly? Where would the slope of 1 be located? Yes. 1 across, 1 up, 1 across, 1 up, 1 across, 1 up, 1 across, 1 up. So it's sort of like that. What does slope of 10 look like? Practically vertical. Have any of you ever done any indoor rock climbing where it's like you get some inclines and they're like really like steep? Like it'd be like that. That's like a slope of 10 or 20 or something like that. It's really, really steep. Does that make sense to you guys? Now, long story short, the formula I'm about to give you will find out the slope for you. Okay? I'll do one of these for you. Which one do you want done? Pick one. Everybody else goes for the last one. And you're smart. It's a good call. Now this time, because I haven't got as much space as last time, I'm just going to draw it really quickly for you, all right? You do not have to draw it. All right? So look at this. What's -6 minus 5 mean? It means 6 blocks to the left. And how many blocks down? 5. Would everybody be happy? Let's call it A and call this one B. Would everybody happy that that's -6 minus 5? Means 6 blocks to the left, 5 blocks down. What about -8, 0? So 8 blocks to the left and -8 to the left and 0 downwards. Can you guys tell me? Prediction. Is this a positive slope or a negative slope? Hands up. Yes. Why? Because if you're a Super Mario and you're running across your level, This is basically making it drop downwards. Is that okay? Let's just keep the show on the road. Okay. Near the weekend, let's just keep the show on the road. Okay. Now there's a formula for this. And this is going to be your third formula of the day. Ready for it? y2 minus y1 equals x2 minus x1. This is how you get your slope. Now, what have we done in all the other previous questions? What have we always done with the 2 points we have? So, for example, the 8, 0, which I'm just making a bit larger, and the, what's that, the minus 6. Sorry, the two of them look the same. I can see somebody's getting that mixed up. What did I say? Minus 6, minus 5, was it? Yeah. Okay, gents. What I'm asking you guys here is, what have I done in the last couple of questions? How did I label them? X, Y, and what's the other one? Okay. And then what did I do then? 1, 1, 2, 2. Now, there's a catch with this, okay? Ready for the catch? Let's just draw it like this. Okay? Now, what goes in the x2's position? The x2. I believe it's minus 6 for me. Okay? What goes in the x1's position? Minus 8. What goes in the y2's position? And what goes in the y1's position? Huh? 0. Want you to take out your calculator. Everybody gets the calculator out. Right? We all predicted a negative slope, didn't we? We all predicted a negative slope. Now let's find out. So press the fraction button first. And then do minus 5 minus 0. And then underneath do minus 6. How many minuses? Are you doing your calculator? Minus 8. What you get your answer? Minus 2.5. That is a slope of minus 2.5. Reasonably steep negative slope. Cool with that? So you're pretty handy on the calculator. Good man. Anybody else get minus 2.5? Okay, lads. Now, yeah, we'll stop there for today, all right? Your homework for the weekend is to do all of, there's still 10 minutes. So I want you to start now. Put in your journal. What page are these questions on? Does anybody know? All right. I'll find out some. Give me a second. Homework. Page 277. Question 1. Question 2. Question 3. For question 3, you're using the slope formula. For question 2, you're using the midpoint formula. And finally, for question 1, you're using the distance formula. This video will be uploaded before the end of the day. If you're stuck, watch the video again. Is that okay? Awesome.